Witnesses told investigators this happened around 7 when a group of people started firing off several shots. But what's behind me is really what paints a picture of what happened here earlier tonight. I'm counting at least 70 evidence markers. You're seeing several shell casings, even a loaded magazine and a shoe on the ground. You saw that video a moment ago, that ring video. Here is the damage and what's left behind. This home is completely destroyed. Just a few hours ago, they wrapped up the search of the wooded area near Suzanne's home. And for the first time, they were able to get inside her home earlier today. Police Chief William McManus says this all started with a call about a pedestrian in the road just after 3. He says when his officer approached that man, he ran off and then they started chasing him. It may be the best known secret in San Antonio, Project Marvel, the plan to bring the Spurs along with several other big projects downtown. It's the eve of Fiesta and thousands are expected to make their way downtown over the next couple weeks, but they'll be met with this: construction. Police say these street takeovers were happening across the county, including here off Marbach Road in this parking lot where you can clearly see the skid marks left behind. But the chief says because of the work done by his department, BCSO and DPS, they were able to quickly put an end to the chaos. We've been hearing now for about an hour on and off the negotiator asking that man to come out of the home, both in English and Spanish. Of course, they're hoping that he surrenders peacefully. Well, Henry ECA's police really can't say much about that tip, but that retired FBI agent says that's normal as they work to see if this tip is credible. But even at this hour right now, there are police here at this wooded area. And it's not just BCSO breaking up these parties. Just last night, a man says he called SAPD to a home here on the west side, where he says he captured a video of dozens of teens ordered by cops to leave. Chief McManus is on the scene. We are still waiting to hear from him. We were actually originally told we'd be hearing from him around 5. It is now, of course, 6, which tells you this is a developing fluid situation. When we last spoke to the police chief, he said they were still trying to locate that cell phone, which could have key evidence as to where Suzanne could be. This search, though, will resume tomorrow. I want to show you what we're seeing, that crime scene tape. That is where they were searching for hours here at this East Side landfill.
Top story at 10 tonight. A preschool teacher hailed a hero. The family of 22-year-old Alexia Rosales says she protected her students when a car came crashing into them at the Fair Oaks daycare Thursday. Rosales died at the scene. Several children were hurt, and tonight, a 1-year-old baby girl remains in the ICU. KINS 5 reporter Reyna joins us live from the medical center. Megan, you spoke to the girl's parents earlier tonight.
Yes, they're not ready to give an on-camera interview, but told me their daughter is fighting for her life right now. Her father tells me that he was in the ambulance watching as paramedics did everything they could to save her. Meanwhile, they're heartbroken for their daughter's teacher, who was loved by many.
I miss her. I miss her, and I don't know how I'm gonna navigate life without her.
Alexia Rosales' best friend and co-worker Alicia is still processing what happened just days ago at Excelled Montessori Plus. She was outside with Alexia and the kids when tragedy unfolded.
I just remember I was standing, and then the next thing I knew, I was looking up at the sky.
Investigators say a parent who may have suffered a medical episode ran into another car, causing both to slam into the fence. Alexia was pinned underneath a car. Her sister, Jalen Rosales, says detectives told them Alexia was seen on a surveillance video pushing her students out of the way and even wrapping one in her arms.
She did. She pushed herself first so she can save those kids.
All 5 kids injured are alive, but one is still fighting.
They pulled one of my babies, and she didn't have any life in her.
Alicia is referring to 1-year-old Mikaya Emrani. Her parents say she had no pulse for several minutes, but was eventually brought back to life by EMS. However, she's still in critical condition and on a ventilator. Alexia's family says they're praying for baby Mikaya, while many people are praying for them.
She was basically my other half, my best friend. She We're gonna miss her.
They say she was studying to become an elementary school teacher, and her passion in life was taking care of those kids.
And I know she's taking care of all of the babies right now that are, in heaven, that didn't get the love that they deserved here.
She wasn't looking at it in fear. She died a hero, really.
No charges have been filed in this case. Meanwhile, those 4 other children hurt have been released from the hospital and are now recovering at home. Reporting live from the medical center, Megan Reyna, KENS 5.
New at 10, a split-second decision to save a life. Tonight, a teacher crediting his skateboarding students for rushing to his rescue.
KENS 5 reporter Megan Reyna met with the MacArthur students who are being held heroes.
Twice a week after school, a group of MacArthur teens are shredding it out in skate club.
This is, I think, our 3rd year doing it.
And normally, 46-year-old history teacher Adam Compton is along for the ride.
He really does mean a lot.
And while on this December day, the club's beloved sponsor is having to sit this session out, Mr. Compton can't help but feel grateful, thinking about what happened more than a month ago.
I just remember kind of skating real mellow that day.
It was November 7th. His students say he had messed up a trick and started acting out of it. Eventually, they say Mr. Compton passed out and appeared lifeless.
It's a once-in-a-lifetime experience that no one should have to go through.
One student called 911. Several ran to get the athletic trainer, Amanda Boyd.
I turned him over and looked for a pulse, and I couldn't find any. And from there, I knew he needed CPR.
While Aiden Anthony Gonzalez and Stephen Amaro, both CPR trained, grabbed the defibrillator.
I got AED CPR certified a couple weeks before the actual incident happened.
Amaro says he helped Boyd place the pads on Mr. Compton and administer a shock.
Apparently that shock is what revived him.
Within minutes, EMS arrived. Mr. Compton would be okay, alive, because all the right people were in the right places.
I'm still processing how slim the chances were.
Weeks after the incident, Mr. Compton was able to come back to his history class in skate club, but with a new perspective on life.
It's really humbling.
As much as he's my teacher, he's also one of our best friends.
Mr. Compton says because of this incident, he discovered he has a genetic heart disorder which caused him to go into cardiac arrest. He says it was misdiagnosed as a heart murmur when he was a child, but now he has a pacemaker and is hoping to hop back on the board next semester. Henry Eases.
What a great story there.